Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert. Now, we are picking back up just shortly after last episode. We just finished automating the Britannia runes. I'm going ahead and recording the next segment right now. I was looking at what I wanted to do today, and then I realized I totally missed a little bit of a rabbit hole that we have to go down. It's nothing major, but if we take a look at the gateway, the Elven Gateway Core, last episode I talked about automating the Petal Apothecary. We could still do that, that's no problem. But I figure we'll go ahead and start knocking out a little bit of a rabbit hole that we've got here with the magical stuff. And we probably won't just burn through magic until we get to where I want to be with Britannia. We'll probably take a break in the middle and do some immersive engineering and some Thaumcraft. Because we actually have to... This is the point. Thaumcraft is kind of off on its own. You can just do Thaumcraft. But Blood Magic, Astral Sorcery, and Britannia all kind of intertwined together a little bit. To some extent. I mean, you can see, like, the Celestial Altar, you need reinforced slates, and then you have to have done some Thaumcraft. And then for this altar, you have to do some Thaumcraft. But to make the Elven Gateway Core, which we're going to need, to unlock the back half of Britannia, all the really important stuff is. We're going to have to make the Elven Gateway Core. We're going to need to get this stuff, which we've actually got. I mean, I could make Terra Steel. We could pull off all these pieces. But I don't have a Celestial Altar. To make the Celestial Altar, we're going to have to do a little bit of Blood Magic. And to get up to the Starlight Crafting Altar, we're going to have to craft that. That's not very difficult. We're actually going to start off by tackling a little bit of this. And let me grab... Well, actually, before we do that, one thing I want to do that's just going to make our lives a whole lot easier within Astral Sorcery. It's going to make Astral Sorcery just flow a whole lot better for us. I want to go ahead and just go straight for the Imperfect Ritual Stone. That way we can set it to night anytime that we need night. We need Stone Burnt. We've made that before. Obsidian, and then we need a Weak Blood Shard, which is just a mana diamond in a Tier 1 altar. The Tier 1 altar, Living Rock, Glass Lens. We're going to have to craft this. That's a couple pieces of Quicksilver, Mirror Glass, Mana Glass, Panes, and Aquamarine, all of which we can do. Some Arcane Stones, but then we're going to need Demonic Wheel. And this is where we unlock the Blood Magic Gate. We're going to need Redstone Root, Mana Steel, and Enchanted Fabric. Not a problem. I've actually got 4 pieces of Enchanted Fabric already here. The Mana Steel, there we go, and then the Redstone Root. There we go, and we're going to hope that we only have to make 1 batch of this. So there we go, there's 8 Rudimentary Snares. And quest complete, Gate, Blood Magic. And right here, we get 2 blank slates and 32 Living Rock, which, Living Rock's not an issue, of course, but... and then, let's see, the Blood Magic quest line. There's a little quest here, we get 10 levels of experience. A Potion of Regeneration, a Sanguine Scientum, and then the console command. And it just talks about, the book and blood magic and stuff. We're going to go ahead and turn that in. And there we go, we have begun the Blood Magic quest line. Now in addition, there's a quest here to make the Rudimentary Snare again. We get 10 levels of XP. We'll go ahead and claim that. And then the fun begins. Okay, so we're going to take our, let's actually dump this in there, we'll dump that in there, that in there. We don't need those right this second. Let's go ahead, we're going to take our snare out and find ourselves some mobs. And I do suggest that you make sure your particles, we're going to go ahead and set particles to all. Because whenever you get a mob with this, it emits some particles, and you can miss it if your particles are turned off. Aha, there's a skeleton. Okay, let's do epic combat with him. So we're going to throw our snare at it. It doesn't always take effect. Sometimes you get really unlucky. There we go. When you see those white particles, that means it has taken effect. And we kill it, and we just got a Demonic Wheel with a wheel quality of 3.93. Now, ideally, I would like to get a second one of these. But if I can only get 1 right now, that'll be okay too. We're going to throw this last one and hope we get lucky. And we didn't. Okay. Well, let's warp back up. And warp out of here. I can make do with just one for right now. That'll be okay. It's no issue to make more enchanted fabric, but I don't actually need it for what I want to make right now. So, now that we've got that, is there a quest? I just realized we turned that in without the demonic wheel. I know why. Because I turned off a farm one time and there was demonic wheel like spewing out. That's why we had that. But anyways, what I want to make is just the blood altar. Right here from Blood Magic. So, to make this, let's see, the brass plates. I think I taught it how to make... No, I didn't teach it how to make the brass plates, but... That's fine. We can just make that in the metal former. So... if we find that we end up needing a bunch of those or something, we can always automate them. That, we're going to need that. We are going to need, I think it's a furnace, right? And then we need that glass pane that we talked about just a second ago. Just quick, easy. Astral Sorcery. In addition, let's see, the glass lens. We're going to need 4 mana glass panes, 2 aquamarine, 2 quicksilver, and a piece of mirrored glass. Which I actually only have 1 quicksilver. I can make some more of that though. It's easy to make. And in addition, I'd like to go ahead and upgrade our Starlight crafting table, which takes just a bit of marble. We can chisel that. Rock crystal, liquid Starlight bucket, and some night ore. So that shouldn't be an issue. I've got buckets on me. And we'll just warp down to the Thaumcraft area. Glass pane. Quicksilver. And we'll get our piece of mirrored glass. And we should be all set. Let me go ahead and craft those panes real quick. There we go. And we'll just warp over to the temporary astral area. Which of course is inside of the Twilight Forest. And let's see. It was mirrored glass. Mana glass panes. Aquamarine. Quicksilver. For the glass lens, let me get the... Oh, it's right here. Go ahead and get that crafting. And then while that's crafting, let me get... Oh, I forgot to grab marble to upgrade this. That's okay. We're probably going to need more Starlight than what's in here right now anyways to actually craft it, which we're going to sort that in just a second. In fact... Okay, there's our glass lens. And it's possible there might actually be a quest for that. See, there's a lot of bouncing around right in here. No, there's no glass lens quest. But well, since we've got that, let's go ahead and put that in there and we can get our blood altar. And then we're also going to want the Sacrificial Dagger, which takes a Soul Scribe from Botania. Very easy to make. Alchemical brass. And a little bit of mana glass. Let's go ahead and just warp down to the... Well, actually, I can make all of this right here. I think, yeah, I've got all that stuff in the system. So there's the Soul Scribe. There is the Sacrificial Dagger. Anyways, Blood Altar Tier 1. Oh, we don't even have to make it. We just have to claim it. There we go. And then the Sacrificial Dagger, we did that. We'll go ahead and take a loot chest. And then... Let's see, there's the Dagger of Sacrifice. We'll get into that later. The Weak Blood Orb. I want to make that. So the Weak Blood Orb is just a mana diamond in a blood altar. Sounds good. Let's get, well, let me get some marble for starters, because we're going to need that. And then let me get a mana diamond, which I made up a bunch of these whenever I was crafting up those runes last episode. And this loot chest, we got an auto heavy sieve. So if you're doing the ex nihilo stuff. Which we're not, really. And then before we go over, let me get a bucket and a little bit of cobble. We're actually going to set up the blood magic stuff in the Twilight Forest just so it's close to... wow, we're almost filled on UU matter here. The Signalum tank is. We're going to grab a bucket of UU matter. And then... also the Imperfect Ritual Stone. There was something else that we were going to need. 4 stone burnt, 4 obsidian. Let's go ahead and get that. It's actually quicker to get in this pack. Normally you have to wait, I think, to tier 2 or tier 3, whenever you can make the ritual stones, I think. It's actually cheaper in this pack, and I think it's there so that it's easier to get into Astral Sorcery, because it really doesn't take much to make it. Let's see, stone burnt. I'm going to need some stone bricks, and then we need to turn them into polished stone, and then toss those in there. It's going to take just a second for this to run, and while that's running, let's go ahead, let's get ourselves a lapis block. Yeah, it's taking a second. That's fine. That's okay. We don't need it right this second. Let's pop over to the temporary astral area while that's crafting up. Let's set up our blood altar. We'll put it right here. And then right around it, we're just going to do like this. And everybody else, you know, they had the hot spring water. We're going to use UU matter because it gives us regeneration 2 when we're in it. And then we're going to take our dagger and just stab ourselves and get lots of blood. And then I'm going to take this mana diamond. I'm going to toss this into the blood altar. It's going to start crafting. And it'll take it just a little bit because it's not very fast at all. There we go. There's our blood orb. And then we're just going to right click. Right. There we go. And it says current owner to Asgard. There we go. Quest complete. We got our blood orb. So we'll go ahead and turn that in. Get our loot chest. And then blank slate, we got that from the quest reward. We'll go ahead and turn that in. And then we're going to go ahead and just put our blood orb in here and let it start filling. Okay, we're back. I put the blood orb back in there and I kind of filled up the altar. Just to kind of let it, you know, build up on life points. Okay, so we're going to take our Imperfect Ritual Stone. We're going to put this down, we'll say right... We'll put it right here, okay? And we're going to put our Lapis block on top of that. And the Imperfect Ritual Stone, basically there's, you know, there's a few different rituals that you can do. This one, putting a Lapis block on top whenever you right-click this, it uses, if I recall, it's only like 500 life points, I think it is, from your blood network to turn it into nighttime, which of course helps immensely when you're doing Astral Sorcery. So now that we've got that, I've got my Astral Tome right here. Let's go ahead and right here, the Attunement tab, let's go ahead and double click that, open it up, and we need to see what we need for this multi-block. The Celestial, no, not the Celestial Altar. No, that's not the one I want. I want the... I'm sorry. I think it's back a tab actually. The Exploration tab. Correct? Yeah. Starlight Crafting Altar. This is what we want to do. So for this, we're going to need to lay out this multi-block. So the altar in the middle, and then you've got Sooty Marble right here, which I need to get some coal. Let me pop back over and go get some coal. And let me go ahead and just grab another stack of marble while we're over here. I actually got Sooty Marble there. That's fine. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to grab a little bit of coal. And let's pop back over. And we'll do like 4 of these. So marble around coal, you get Sooty Marble. And then we shall take that. And we're going to lay out a... I don't know if I have enough space if I lay it out right there. We'll put it right here. I'm going to lay out a 3x3. And then we need 2x2s on these corners. And then around that, we need marble bricks. So we'll just grab our chisel. And we want, you got to make sure that they are, don't get the quark ones, don't get the chisel ones. Make sure you're getting the Astral Sorcery ones. 9 times out of 10, if you're having an issue with your altar not working, it's not forming, check that because that's probably the issue. I tend to get a lot of questions about what's wrong with the altar. That's always what it's been. It's just any of the multi-blocks, just make sure that you're using the marble from Astral Sorcery. and not another one. Then right here, you can actually look right here and see what you need. Down here, we're going to need chiseled marble, and then we're going to need marble pillars. We're going to need, in total, 8 marble pillars, 8 chiseled marble. So let's go ahead and get that. So 8 of those, and 8 of those. And then these go on the corners, and then you bring up your marble pillars, and then like that. And then again. And then lastly, we just need this marble arches around the edges of it. And it's 28 of those in total. So we'll just bring this around, like so. And then if we take our Starlight crafting table and put this in the very middle, we open it up again. We currently don't have any Starlight. Let me set it to nighttime. Now if we open this up, there we go. We're full on Starlight. And that's because we found a, I don't know if I ever showed you guys. I think I did. But just to make sure that you know what you're looking for, Bozek Resonator. This is what you want. And when you're flying around, you'll see something like this. Okay. And that is an astral field. That means there's going to be a lot of extra Starlight there. There's other ways that you can do it, but this is by far the easiest way. You can do like collectors and stuff, but this method is a whole lot easier. There's like a multi-block. If you're having trouble finding one of those and you want to do the multi-block, it is detailed right here. So it's the Spectral Relay tab, and that is in the Exploration tab, right above the Starlight Crafting Altar. So, okay, so Ritual Pedestal, Achievement Altar. There's also the Celestial Altar. We could pull this off pretty quickly, which is the one that we actually need to craft the gateway. So it's actually not too bad to get this. We are going to have to get reinforced slates, though. So, let's see. To make blank slates, are they standard in this pack? Do we just want to go ahead, or blank runes? These are standard within this pack. So we could just push onto this. We only need 8 of those. And then we could make the reinforced ones. And then we got a couple from that quest. So we'll go ahead and get those. And now we get to do a little bit of a grind. It's not too bad. But what we got to do is we have to craft up some blank slates. Which, are they different in this pack? I need to double check that. They are. They are living rock. They're not stone. You do still need stone to make the runes, but you don't need stone for... which actually, I can't remember if we ever got any runes from... No, we didn't get any. I can't remember if we ever got any maybe from a quest reward or something like that, but... Let me just grab a bit of living rock. And basically I just need to make like 14 blank slates. Is what I need to make. There we go. And then I need to, like, periodically I have to stab myself a little bit. Just to keep the blood filled up inside of there. And this is super, super exciting, I know. I'll probably be doing a lot of these, like, well, we won't have to make too many of these because we'll automate it pretty quick. Honestly, we'll try to move into early automation for this, I think. I feel like the regeneration effect too in this is like really slow. You can also do it like really well with Astral Sorcery. Like you cannot kill yourself. Like if you just keep stabbing yourself, it's like impossible to kill yourself. You know, I actually showed that off in SevTech, how you can do that. It's very, very simple if you just get to the Ritual Altar. There's the 16 that we need. I'm going to go ahead and just use up the rest of the blood that's in there. But then if we do that, we can get our 8 blank runes. And we'll go ahead and take those. And quest complete Blood Altar Tier 2. And if we take a look inside of here, we're kind of just like going through the quest real quick, but then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do more Astral Sorcery and more blood magic and stuff. I promise. I love both of these mods. So we either need to craft basically 8 of any of the blank runes, and we get a loot chest. So we'll go ahead and take that. I'm going ahead and making the most of all this blood that's in here, just because we're going to need the blank slate, so we might as well. There we go. We're not going to be able to craft any more with that. And we're going to go ahead and just pull that up. We're going to do our blank runes around like this. and then stone, and our blood altar right there. So that's now a tier 2 blood altar. And then if we stand right here, and we stab ourselves, it's getting blood. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our blank slates, add those into there, and they have another, another crafting step. I think it takes 2,000 life points, if I recall, per slate, and they do take a minute to craft. That's fine. And also this loot chest that we got a minute ago, we got 32 elite plating from that. That's not bad. That's actually a pretty good reward. Okay, so there's the second tier of slate. We're going to go ahead and grab that. We're going to toss in another slate. Basically, we need, I think it's 2 of these. The Celestial Altar, that's the one that we need. Yeah, we need 2 reinforced slates. A rock crystal, 4 aquamarine, arcane pedestal, thaumium block, and then some stardust, which we'll have to get into that as well. Okay, well there's the 2 reinforced slates. That's probably the worst part of this out of the way already. Okay, so then we need the thaumium block, which we've got the thaumium for that. And then 4 aquamarine, an arcane pedestal, which I'm going to have to go make. That's fine. We'll get this. It seems like the farther in each magic mod that you get, the easier it becomes. There's not really... I mean, Thaumcraft we were able to just kind of like clear through, but these other ones are so intertwined that we kind of have to bounce around, kind of open it up, and then it'll get, then they'll be opened unto us. Which actually, we're kind of burning through Astral Sorcery pretty quick, but then we're going to go back and do a bit more with it. I covered it quite a bit in Sebtech, and we're going to be doing it quite a bit on here as well. Then we just need the 4 Stardust, which I know there's a quest for the Grindstone. It's actually like one of the worst ways to do this. We'll go ahead and knock this quest out though, because it's cheap. We're just going to use these for decor, probably. There is going to be an Astral Sorcery area within the base, I promise. I'm working on it, and I'll show it to you whenever I'm ready to show it to you. Let's get ourselves... We're going to need 2 iron ore, which I've kind of got some metal stocked up in here. Let's get that. And we need to go out and find ourselves... Actually, let me warp over to... I think there's probably one up in these Alps foothills area. Usually you'll find them in like high elevation, especially like cold climates. We're looking for one of the big multi-block structures. Oh, and... Sorry, I got ahead of myself a little bit. We're actually going to need one of these linking tools. We're going to have to make one of these. I'm going to have to find some more rock crystal because I'm going to be out of rock crystal. But this is just 4 sticks, 2 aquamarine, 2 wood. Okay, I'm actually headed off. I'm waiting, like night's just about to hit. And I'm headed off to the south of our glacier area. And this is actually near Kyoto's base as well. But right here, south of this, I found this structure, which I'm pretty sure is one of the large astral structures, which is what we're going to need for this next step. And I'm actually going to... I'm just going to mark it. We'll be able to warp right back. But I need to find some rock crystal. And I've got one, but it's like a 96% purity, and I really don't want to use that for something that really, it doesn't matter. With the linking tool, it doesn't matter what purity and stats and stuff you use on your crystal. We'll get more into the stats here soon. Because we're going through, and it's actually pretty close to the end of Astral Sorcery, like as far as just unlocking everything. It's pretty close to the end where we're going to for that table. But then we can kind of work backwards, which is actually going to work perfect for the build that I want to do for Astral Sorcery. It would actually be better. There's some rock crystal down in here. We're gonna pop down inside, and we got 3 rock crystals. We got 42 purity, 33 purity, 66 purity. Okay, that sounds good. All right, so let's head back out. I don't really need any more rock crystal right this second. Which I'll probably go farm up a bit, but 3 will be fine for right now. Yeah, this structure right here. These are big, just naturally spawning structures. This is what I'm looking for. So if we break into this and we go down, generally there's a couple chests. Here's one of them. And you can see there's some constellation paper in there. It says there's nothing here. Let's go ahead and shift right click and... Okay, we can't actually store that constellation paper. chances are there's actually, wow, there's a lot of constellation paper in this place. I've found a few. It's not showing up. It might be in a different astral tome. I bet I have a different one somewhere that's got all the rest of our information in it. And actually this one was 66 purity. I'm going to go ahead and dump that out. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to mark this as Astral Temple. Okay. And then we'll just go ahead and warp. We'll just go ahead and warp home. And I want to warp back over to the Twilight Forest for just a second, because we need to craft the linking tool. And then we're going to warp back over there. So, let's see, the linking tool is 2 aquamarine, right there. Rock crystal. Then we're going to need 2 pieces of wood and 4 sticks. There we go, and we'll go ahead and craft that. And then one other thing I want to go ahead and make, just so we can finish the quest, we're not actually going to use this. I want to make the grindstone. Just crafted like this. The reason we're not going to use it is because the output on it isn't very good. Basically what you would normally use it for is grinding up star metal to get stardust. We can do it a whole lot easier and get more output out of it. So we won't really be using that. You can also use it to sharpen your tools, like your weapons as well, and it gives like an attack damage increase. But anyways, if we do that, and this, and I didn't bring any marble with me, did I? Okay, we'll come back over here in just a second. But anyways, we got our linking tool, which is what we were after, and we did complete a quest. We'll turn that in here in just a second. But I want to warp over to that Astral Temple that we were just at. That's what all the XP is for. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up the ceiling of this, because we want it to be able to see the sky. Water is gone. We'll go ahead and open that. And then if we pop down, you can see there's a floating crystal right here. That is what we were after. And what we're going to do is we're going to take... oh, I threw the iron ore away. Are you serious? I guess I was thinking it was just like loose junk iron ore, and I just tossed it down and wasn't even thinking about it. Man. Okay. Well, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Just a couple pieces of iron ore. You know what, actually? This bag right here, I tend to use it whenever I'm clearing stuff. And yes, I do actually have iron ore in there. Like lots of junk in here. That's my, like, I'm mining and working bag is what it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our iron ore. And really, while I'm over here, I guess I could do a little bit more than just 2 pieces. We'll just do all 20 of this, in fact. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our iron ore, we're going to place this out. We're going to take our linking tool, shift right click, or I'm sorry, right click, right click, right click, right click. And really I could do this like, you can link this to like all kinds of blocks. You can see it's changing that over into star metal, and that's what we want to happen. So we'll just do like that. You can connect all kinds of stuff, or all kinds of locations. So we're just going to do it all over the place. You're going to connect to lots and lots and lots of iron ore blocks. It's now connecting to like all the things. And we'll give it just a little bit. It shouldn't take very long, especially since it's nighttime. It's getting more starlight, and it should transform pretty quick. Okay, these have all transformed into star metal ore. So let's go ahead and just harvest all of those. We got 17. And then let's warp home. Quest complete, star metal ore. Let me actually grab a bit of marble, in fact, so we've got it, because we will probably end up needing a bit of that. And then the Astral Sorcery, this right here. I think that's really all that we were missing, right? It's just the stardust, it looks like. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this star metal. I'm going to dump the rest of this into the system. I don't need it. What we can do is we can put this through the manufactory, and we get 2 star dust per ore. You can also smelt it and get star metal. We'll need star metal later, but right now we just need the star dust. So let's warp back over to the temporary astral area. let's go ahead and... Oops, it's not that. It is that. Let's go ahead and make the grindstone. Just knock that quest out. And this linking tool, I'm just going to put this away for now. There's the grindstone quest complete. Dump that into there. And then we need to lay out the new arcane, or the celestial altar. Or celestial... whatever it's called. Celestial altar. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so reinforced stone like that. We need rock crystal. Right there, I think it is. What goes in the middle? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's that there. Thaumium there. Okay, and you can see right here, that little blue line, that's where the Starlight needs to be. Okay, and right now it's daytime. So, actually, the spot we have is pretty good on Starlight. Because during the day, we can almost craft the Celestial Altar. That's not too bad. But let's go ahead and give it a boost. There you go. And we'll give it just a second. I feel like that's not working. Either that or it's just not adding enough time. Yeah, see, I don't think that's working. I noticed earlier whenever I came out, it was still daytime here. Which it looks like that is the case still. Yeah, I'm thinking that the Imperfect Ritual Stone does not work for some reason in the Twilight Forest. So what we'll do is we'll just set it up here. Oh, there we go. It worked when I did it there. I don't know. I think I'm like messing up the day-night cycle somehow. I don't know, because like it was, I think, well, it was raining, so it's hard to say for sure. It may have been nighttime, I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna get some really cool particle effects. This is crafting the next tier of altar, which is actually the tier that we need. There we go. We learned about constellations. And we'll go ahead and pick this up. And we got a quest complete. Celestial Altar. And this is the one that we actually need, with the lots of slots in it. Now, there is a new multi-block that we have to craft, once again. And this is actually, if I recall, the last tier, it doesn't really change the multi-block. I don't think. I think you put a top on it, if I recall. But what we actually need is, right here under Attunement, the Celestial Altar. We need to craft this multi-block now. Yeah, and then the final tier puts like a top over it. This is a 7x7 of sooty marble in the middle. So what we'll do is we'll just pull up that. Yeah, that's a 5x5, and then we have to do these sections here. Okay, and I actually need a little bit more sooty marble. So I'll go get that here in just a second. I'm also going to need 12 of this marble, just like the smooth marble. And it goes on the corner sections like that. There. And the reason we're not doing this at our base is because we need collectors before we can actually really set it up at our base, like the way that I want it to be. Which will make sense. Usually, Thaumcraft and Astral Sorcery both, you kind of tend to do them off-site and then move them in. I may actually have to move my light well set up, which is fine if I need to. Okay, and then I need 40 marble bricks. Okay, and then we'll toss down our sooty marble, and the multi-block is complete. You can see our liquid starlight is, or our starlight is up to there, our starlight meter. Okay, so now that we've got that, now technically we can craft the Elven Gateway. It does take resonating gems. We'll get into how to make those later. But I've gotten a bunch from quest rewards. Like a bunch. So that way I can kind of bypass needing to make these, I think, for the most part. Until I have my permanent setup. So it'll just be nicer. It'll be easier. So we're also going to have to make Terra Steel and stuff. I don't know if we have time within this video. Most of this is fairly cheap. It's basically just a process of unlocking that altar. The crafting aspect of it, not very expensive. Especially since we have our living wood and stuff automated. We are going to need a little bit of star metal. I don't know if there's really a way for us to double this at the moment. I'm going to say I don't think so. It doesn't really matter. Because it's a very free material. The resonating gems, yeah, we have 8 of them. so far. And then I just really need 4 marble, lime petal block. Okay, so there is everything except for the Terra Steel nuggets to make the gateway core. We're not going to get the gateway actually set up this episode, but we will get the gateway core crafted. All we need to make Terra Steel is mana steel, mana diamond, mana pearl, and that terrestrial agglomeration plate that we made last episode. We will be automating this here soon, but honestly, probably better if we go ahead and automate mana, because each craft of this takes a half a mana pool. Oh, and there's one other thing I need to make before I forget, because this is going to be like uncraftable without it. We need to make some sparks from Botania, which take 2 of any petal, 2 blaze powder, and a gold nugget. Couldn't be cheaper. Like I said, I need 3 sparks for this, so there's those. And I know that's going to complete a quest. There we go. Quest complete sparks. And then we're going to put this on top of our terrestrial agglomeration plate, on top of our mana pool, and this mana pool. And then all we need to do is, let's go up here and let's actually hover for this. Let's drop our mana steel, our mana pearl, our mana diamond, right there. And you can see we're getting some nice particle effects. I'm holding shift so my magnet doesn't grab this. Did it run out of mana? Oh no, it didn't. No, it's just visual bug. I think it's those lag spikes. Like I said, I'm going to do some really deep cleaning on the server this weekend. There we go. There is our very first piece of Terra Steel. You can see it drain that mana pool 100%. So, anyways, there is the Dancer in the Dark advancement. And we have made Terra Steel, which is yet another quest completed. Then if we take this, we break it down, we get Terra Steel nuggets. We are going to have to craft one more piece of Terra Steel to actually do the gateway and turn it on. We'll do that next episode. I actually thought this would take a little bit longer, but it's pretty quick because you barely have to start blood magic. You barely have to do much Astral Sorcery. We're going to, like I said, we're going to do a whole lot more of all those, but I promise. But we're going to need 6 more Terra Steel nuggets to make 2 Natura pylons. So we are going to have to do just a little bit, like one more piece of Terra Steel. So, but anyways, now if we pop over to the Astral area, let's pull up the recipe here for the gateway. Terra Steel nuggets in the corners. Then we need rune marble. Right there. We need star metal. We need resonating gems. We need, I believe it's like that for the glimmering living wood. Yes. Living wood right there. Lime petal block right there. You can see we need to eat a lot of starlight for this. So let's make it nighttime. I don't know. Let me just take this back up to the overworld. I don't think it's working here for some reason. Like, it's not working correctly. Okay, now it says it's nighttime. Okay. Then if we pop back over here. Oh, come on, you can do it. See, it's steadily rising as the stars come out, basically. And I think we're going to make it. Like, it just needs, like, just one more bump. Come on. There we go. It's craftable. So we'll go ahead and activate that. It's going to take a second to craft, because, I mean, that's quite a bit of starlight. It's still going up, though. So that's good, I guess. You can actually see it's going to drain that. Like, it's not a, well, kind of is a static amount. Like, it regenerates so fast. But if we give it just a second here, there we go. You can see it kind of drop down there for a second. So there is our Elven Gateway. And I believe there's a quest for that, right? Let's see. Unless it needs the pylons too, I don't know. Elven Gateway, it does require the Natura pylons and 2 mana pools. Okay. Well, that's fine. We got that done. So, but anyways, we did complete this quest for the Terra Steel. We did complete this quest for the Sparks. So there, whoa, Unbreakable Wand. Not bad. And then we got 8 honey soy ribs. Which honestly, I think we could probably, yeah, we could craft that. But still, it's kind of cool that we got one. We don't have to craft it. Even though I don't tend to use builder's ones all that often. Like, for building purposes anyways. Okay, so then we can take our Elven Gateway core and we can put it right here. There we go. So the actual gateway is done. All we have to do now is craft the pylons, the mana pools, and then we can open up our gateway and we can gain access to Elementium and all those, and pixie dust and all that nice stuff, right? So anyways, I know it's wrapping up point for this episode. I think next episode, I was originally planning on maybe kind of shifting gears, but I think next episode we're going to get the Elven Gateway up and running and start moving towards our ore generation with the Orchid. Because the reason we're pushing on to this before we really even do a big chunk of Botania is because the setup that we're going to be doing, this first setup, we're going to do a couple of other setups as well for mana generation, but the first setup that we're going to do is combination of mana generation and ore generation. I think you guys will like it. It's really, really fun. So we're going to be setting that up, and that's going to be our first real mana production system. I mean, right now I'm pretty much running off of Bands of Mana and this Endoflame setup as well. Like, I throw coal in here every so often, but it's kind of dinky, you know, it's not automated or anything like that. So we're going to be automating that, and we're going to be generating mana and ores and all those goodies. All those goodies with our system. So I think we'll go ahead and push on to it. Next episode, we'll start getting this stuff together. The following episode, we'll set up our ore system, you know, automatic ore processing, like finalize that. Actually, may not take that long. Well, there's actually, I don't know, we'll see. But then, and then the following episode, probably setting up our actual ore generation and mana production super system. Okay, and then we'll switch gears. After that, we'll take a short break from Botania and Astral Sorcery and stuff. We'll probably do Immersive Engineering, and then we'll do some Thaumcraft, and then we'll do some Forestry, and then we'll come back to Magic. And we're going to hit Astral Sorcery and Botania for real, like really hit them and do stuff with them. And then, you know, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out. Anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.